The movie opens in Japan, and we're introduced to Kate, a highly skilled assassin. She's calm, focused, and professional, waiting in position for her latest hit. She sits on a rooftop with her sniper rifle trained on her target, a powerful Yakuza boss. As she watches through the scope, she notices something she wasn't expecting. The boss walks out the car with his young daughter. Kate hesitates. She tells her handler, Varric, who is guiding her through an earpiece, that the kid wasn't part of the plan. She doesn't like killing in front of children, it's her one rule. But Varric insists the job has to be done right now. Reluctantly, Kate takes the shot. The bullet hits its mark, killing the Yakuza boss instantly. Kate packs up her gear and flees the scene before anyone can react. 10 months later, Kate is in Tokyo, where she meets with Varric. He congratulates her on a clean job and reassures her that everything she's done has been necessary. But Kate is visibly bothered. She tells him she's tired of this life, especially after breaking her rule and killing in front of a child. She tells Varric she wants to retire after one last job. He seems surprised but agrees to set it up. Afterward, Kate heads to her apartment in Tokyo. She's visibly on edge, drinking heavily and trying to calm herself down. Her job and the girl she saw still haunts her. Later, Kate prepares for what is supposed to be her final mission. She arrives to a fancy hotel bar to meet her mark, a high-level Yakuza target. While she's waiting, she orders a drink from the bartender. When she gets to the roof, she starts to feel dizzy and disoriented, something is wrong, and her vision blurs. She ends up missing her target and quickly drives away. A few seconds later, she passes out and crashes the car. Later, she regains consciousness and the doctor tells her that she has been poisoned with polonium-204, a lethal radioactive substance. She has less than 24 hours to live. Shaken and furious, Kate realizes she's been set up and decides to spend her last day alive hunting down whoever poisoned her and taking revenge on the Yakuza, and whoever else is responsible. She begins hunting for answers, and tracks down Steven, the man she had a drink with the previous night at the bar. She demands to know why he poisoned her. Steven, terrified, claims he had no choice, telling her that some dangerous people came to him, threatened his life, and forced him to slip the poison into her drink. Kate presses for details about who ordered it. He tells her it was the Kijima clan. Steven's girlfriend, Kanako, pipes up, saying that she and Steven are also hitmen. They too were promised that if they carried out one last mission, they'd finally be allowed to leave this life behind, the same false promise Kate herself had believed. Later, Kate meets up with Varric and tells him everything she's learned so far, that she was poisoned and that the Kijima clan is behind it. She insists on knowing the truth about her target, who she was sent to kill months earlier that led to this. Varric finally admits that her mission was to assassinate Kijima himself, a major figure in Tokyo's underworld. But Varric adds that the man Kate killed 10 months ago was actually Kijima's youngest brother, Kentaro. Since then, Kijima has been plotting revenge, which has now come to fruition. Determined to finish what she started, Kate sneaks into a Kijima clan compound, eliminating one guard silently before capturing 2 more. She interrogates them about the poisoning and whether Kijima ordered it. They confirm that he did. When she asks where Kijima is, one refuses to tell her, so she kills him. More clan members arrive to stop her, but Kate takes their boss hostage and threatens to kill him if anyone comes closer. Despite her warning, the clan attacks, forcing Kate to fight back brutally. She kills them all with her impressive hand-to-hand combat and firearms skills. One Yakuza member who survives surrenders and, under duress, tells her that Kijima's niece, Ani, might know where Kijima is hiding. Kate then heads to a nightclub, where she spots Ani dancing and partying. She grabs Ani and pulls her out of the club, telling her she's going to use her to lure Kijima out. She forces Ani to call Kijima and tell him she's been kidnapped. Kate gives them an ultimatum: meet her within 1 hour, or Ani dies. While waiting, Kate's symptoms worsen, the radiation poisoning is taking its toll. She goes into the restroom to clean her wounds, cut her hair shorter, and tie up Ani in the bathroom while she heads to meet the clan. At the meeting spot, she demands to know where Kijima is. Before she gets an answer, gunfire erupts. The Kijima clan ambushes her, forcing Kate to dive behind tables and run through nearby shops and alleys in a desperate bid to escape. Meanwhile, Ani manages to untie herself in the bathroom and walks out, only to be confronted by Kijima's men. They corner her, intending to kill her. She is, after all, the last of Kijima's bloodline, and they want to finish it. Just as they're about to execute Ani, Kate suddenly appears, killing all of them in a brutal fight and saving Annie's life. After the chaos, Kate tells Ani she's free now and can go. Ani is no longer useful to her. But Ani refuses to leave, telling her she doesn't feel safe even with her own family. Seeing her vulnerability, Kate softens and decides to let Ani come along. Later, while waiting for the food they ordered, Ani is visibly impressed and even giddy about Kate's combat skills. She gushes about how cool she looks when she takes out bad guys. Kate, uncomfortable with the attention, changes the subject and asks Ani who else has access to Kijima. Ani mentions Renji, explaining that since her father's death, Renji has essentially run things for Kijima. Ani tells her that she believes Kijima himself killed her father. Kate stiffens at this but quickly changes the subject again, asking how she can find Renji. Ani tells her that he lives in a penthouse with 2 guards at the lobby. Kate lays out a plan. Ani will distract the guards so Kate can get upstairs without alarming Renji. Later, Ani enters the building claiming she escaped her kidnapper. The guards, confused, take her upstairs to the penthouse. But once inside, they discover that Renji isn't there. Instead, his boyfriend Jojima is lounging in the apartment. Kate emerges and demands to know where Renji is. Jojima refuses to talk, and before Kate can press him further, he lunges at her, knocking the gun out of her hand. Jojima proves he's no pushover, he's fast and brutal, and despite her training, Kate is already weak from the poison and takes serious damage as he beats her down. Ani panics, grabs Kate's gun, and points it at Jojima, but she doesn't know how to properly aim or handle it. When she pulls the trigger, she accidentally shoots Kate instead of Jojima. Jojima knocks Ani down, slapping her across the face and preparing to finish off Kate. But Ani, desperate, grabs a piece of metal lying nearby and slams it into Jojima's head, knocking him out cold. They search the penthouse for clues and find Jojima's phone, which contains a tracker showing Renji's current location. Following the signal, they intercept Renji's car on the street. Kate kills his driver and bodyguard and drags Renji out at gunpoint. She demands to know where Kijima is. Renji tells her that Kijima is with his family at a residence in the hills. Ani leads the way, since she knows the place. They take a taxi into the hills, arriving minutes later at Kijima's home. At the gate, Kate stops and turns to Ani. She tells her to stay back, insisting she'll handle the rest alone. She pleads with Ani to leave, telling her to go be a kid, a chance Kate never got, but Ani refuses at first, worried about Kate's worsening condition. But Kate pushes her away and walks through the gate. Inside, Kate confronts Kijima. Despite her failing strength and the clear signs she's dying, she points her gun at him and demands to know if he orchestrated her poisoning as revenge for Kentaro. But Kijima calmly tells her no. He explains that Kentaro's death was arranged by Renji and Varric, who used her like a pawn. Kentaro was in line to inherit the family fortune, and Renji wanted it for himself. They manipulated Kate into assassinating Kentaro under false pretenses, and once she'd served her purpose, they disposed of her. Kate is devastated, realizing the man she trusted as a father figure betrayed her completely. Meanwhile, outside, a car pulls up beside Annie. Varric steps out and calmly tells her the truth. Kate was the sniper who killed her father in front of her 10 months ago. Back inside, despite realizing both she and Kijima were betrayed, Kate's instincts and her conditioning take over. Her entire life has been about completing missions, and she feels she has no choice but to finish what she started. She raises her gun and shoots. Later, Kate stumbles out of the house, visibly broken. She sees Varric standing with Ani by the car. Ani is now angry, and betrayed by Kate, she blames her for using and lying to her. Kate tries to explain herself, to tell Ani the full truth, but Ani, filled with rage, pulls the trigger. She then climbs into the car with Varric, who has now clearly taken her under his wing, ready to groom her as his next assassin. Meanwhile, Kate's mind drifts. She has a series of flashbacks from her life, memories of her childhood before everything went wrong. Her parents were suddenly killed, leaving her orphaned and vulnerable. Varric entered her life then, pretending to care, taking her in, and manipulating her from that young age. Through training, isolation, and lies, he groomed her into the perfect assassin. Kijima walks over to her, and gives her omalizumab to inject her, giving her an hour of strength so she can finish what she started and save Ani. With renewed strength, Kate and the Kijima clan storm into Renji's penthouse. They tear through his guards, taking them out with deadly precision. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the building, Varric is watching the chaos unfold and begins to panic, realizing that Kate has come for them all and his plan is falling apart. Kate and Kijima continue cutting down Renji's men. When they find Renji, Kijima steps forward and demands a sword fight, claiming his right to settle the matter himself and take back his family's empire. Renji, arrogant but cornered, accepts. The two square off, but it doesn't last long. Kijima's skill and fury overwhelm Renji, and he finishes him decisively, slicing his head clean off in front of his men. Meanwhile, Kate tracks down Ani, who is being held at gunpoint by Varric. Kate steps into the room, apologizes to Ani, not just for lying to her, but for killing her father all those months ago. Before Varric can react, Kate quickly draws her gun and kills him, ending his manipulation and his control over both her and Ani, but her time is almost up. The effects of the poison are too much, and as she collapses, Ani catches her and holds her in her arms. Kate, finally at peace with herself and her choices, dies in Ani's embrace, leaving behind the girl she tried to protect from the life she herself endured. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more notifications. Until next time. See you soon.